I want to show you the easiest way you can analyze your data. Say I'm a manager at a supermarket with some sales data that I want to analyze. I'm going to use Vizly to do that. There's a couple ways you can get your data into Vizly. You can upload your file directly. You can select your file from Google Drive. You can query your data frame for Snowflake, or since I've already uploaded my file, I'm going to go ahead and just select it here. Now, when you select a file, you'll notice that Vizly will generate intelligent questions that you can start to ask about your data. But since I already know what I'm going to ask, I'm going to just go ahead and type it out here. So I'm going to ask for the distribution of customer ratings by location. Now, at my supermarket for the past couple months, what I've noticed is that our sales have dropped. And so I want to see how our customer ratings or the customer experience in any of our locations started to drop from below what I expect. And so what you'll notice is Vizly will initially generate a preview of the data. So it'll load the data and show you a preview. And then it'll go ahead and generate the data that we asked for. So in this case, it's generated the distribution of customer ratings. And what's interesting about Vizly is that you always have a fine-tuned, very granular control of any output that you generate. So in this case, it's generating me a box plot, and say I'm not too happy with the data that's generated here. I can go ahead and I can edit these charts, and I can make them, for example, into violin plots. And I can even change the colors around. So say in this case, I don't like the blue that's here. I can change this blue and make this into even a pink color. And I'll just go ahead and save that, right? And this is only a small fraction of the editing capabilities that Vizly offers, but you start to get a sense of how much control you have over every output that's generated. Now that I've generated this file or generated this plot, what I can see is that the average rating is roughly around 7, which is again similar to what I've seen for the past couple of years. So nothing overly concerning or standing out for me here. What I want to now do is actually drill a bit deeper on the total sales and actually look at the problem area that we're trying to figure out. So I'm going to look at the total sales by gender and by product category would be a bit more interesting, right? We want to see, are there any product categories that are kind of lagging behind from what we would expect? And so what Vizly's doing is going ahead and generating us the total sales by gender or by product category, and it's generated us that in a table. Now, what you can do always is anytime you have a result, you can actually download this and take it back out into Excel if that's what you're more comfortable in. But we're going to continue our analysis here with Vizly. Okay, great. So we have the total sales by gender and by product category. So we have women in blue and men in red. And what we see is that in almost every category, women are outspending men, except it looks like for the health and beauty section, right? And that is a bit concerning because I would typically expect that in the health and beauty section, women would be spending more than men. So this, as an operator for me, is very interesting and something I want to dig into a bit deeper. And what I can even do is I can even add extra dimensions to this chart. Say I want to look at now the total sales by gender, by product category, and by location. I can even start to break this chart out even more, right? And again, it ties into how much granular control you have over every output that Vizly generates for you. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to see that, break that down by location. So these are the cities. And we can see the charts are a little bit poorly labeled here, but we can see that the health and beauty aisle, this is men and this is women. So basically across all our locations, women are spending less than men in almost all our locations, but the problem is particularly bad in Mandalay, right? And this is really interesting for me as an operator because now I can go ahead and share this result with my team and try to understand what's really going on in the sales that we're making in these locations. And how I can do that is I can go ahead and just share this result, publish this as a notebook, and I get this as an interactive web app that anybody can come into, they can fork, they can work with me on, and we can start to iterate and build that discussion out. This has been just a high-level overview of Vizly. Would love to chat with you more if you have any questions, and thank you so much for your time.